This is Mouth Media Network, the business of being heard.
It's the year 3652. A cyborg scientist named Z15-Q discovers that all major historical events, culture, and advancements can be tied to a single point more than 16 centuries earlier, to a small group of full bio-Earthers who assembled to tell stories and joke and find out about other people, while using chickens as some sort of measuring device. Somehow this was recorded into something called a podcast, and these recordings set in motion an unwitting series of events leading to various catastrophes and eventually the rise of the new world as Z15-Q now knows it. Z15-Q decides to conceal this knowledge, fearful of the unrest it may cause on both Earth and Mars. After all, everybody knows it's Lady Gaga who really set the future in motion. There's no sense sparking a revolution. That podcast was Funny People Talking.
Hi, I'm Rory Hughes, and I am the founder of Boom. And I would rather jump off my balcony and drown in the canal than listen to funny people talking.
Hey everybody, and welcome to Funny People Talking. I'm one of your hosts, Mark Rako, and better late than never, which I'll explain in just a moment. And of course, staring right into her beautiful eyes, our good friend Dresden Engel. Dresden.
Hello. I'm so excited today.
I feel like I was doing a little Poland.
I was going for a high-pitch Ethel Merman. But you do you, Marky.
No,
you do you.
I got, there's no business like show business.
Oh, I'm actually a little sad. You would beat me off and an Ethel off. You would beat me. You would win.
Wow. That's something I've always strived for.
I had a contest in college and a man did beat me. So
did you really? Wow.
It's, yeah, I'm bitter all these years. Yeah.
Did you do the arms as well?
I did a lot because I've played Mama Rose. So, I emulated.
Okay.
I emulated. And Reno Sweeney. Like, I've done a few Ethel roles here in my day.
By the way, I mean this is a sheer, true, real, heartfelt comment, Dresden. I genuinely believe you could effectively play Mama Rose on Broadway. I think
Thank you. On Broadway?
On Broadway. I believe that entirely and truly. I do. I think you've got the chops, the voice, the skill, and the right everything's going on.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Maybe
Broadway revival coming soon.
Coming soon. Auditions soon.
Also with us, like 10 minutes into the show, I'll bring her along. Our good friend and our producer, Elsie. Hello, my friend Elsie. How are you?
Hey, I'm okay.
Good.
Hi, Elsie. Would you ever want to do a Ethel Merman sing off with me or no?
No.
Okay,
I don't really. My range is 3 notes.
Not 3 octaves.
No,
3 notes.
That's right.
Just checking. Just
You've
checking.
heard me. You've heard me.
And by the way, 3 notes. What she means is B sharp, A, and A sharp, like that range right there. No, all kidding.
Little humor for the music theory kids in the back.
That's quite right. And speaking of music theory and kids and in the back, whatever that means. Also,
that actually could be a great band name, 3 notes.
Ooh, yeah.
Wow.
Inspired by Elsie.
Also with us, Rory Hughes, the founder of Boom.
Hello.
Thanks to 21st century technology, coming to us all the way from Ireland. Yes, the actual country from Dublin in Ireland, across the pond. I am so thankful you're with us. Thanks for being up a little late.
Thank you for having me.
Yay. So,
jazz hands, spirit fingers.
Woohoo! Before we get into the show, I should mention something sort of interesting to me. On our last episode, we were talking with comedian Deborah Di Giovanni, and we were talking to her the day after the U.S. election, and the results were not known at all at that time. We were still on
very
pins and needles.
stressed.
We all were.
She's from Canada. Now we're talking to a gentleman who's in Ireland. And I would like to point out, this is the first time we've all regrouped since that moment. It's now, as we record this, November 12th.
12th.
And while Joe Biden, from a presidential standpoint, has been recognized as the likely presidential elect, it's still not formally official. We all stand a little bit on pins and needles going, please let this be true, for those of us who feel that way. And it's kind of really interesting. What I wanted to ask you is kind of go around the virtual room here and find out what it was like for each of you as you learned of the news of it being called. Because I certainly know for me, it was an emotional moment, and there were people all out in the street here banging pots and screaming and yelling and running up and beeping horns and everything like that. So I'd love to actually start with you, Rory, since we got to hear about the election from a Canadian, and then now you're in Dublin. What kind of news impact, how did this hit you there across the pond?
Well, we were addicted. My husband and I were addicted to watching the whole entire election in general, just because of nail biting, what's happening. When it actually finally came into fruition that he was the president elect, I actually was on a Boom composing series class, and I was like in the background freaking out, jumping up and down, and then messaging all of the guys in the class, going, "Biden's the president elect." It wasn't any like pots and pans or anything like that over here, but you could, everyone, the majority of people in Ireland and around the world had a sigh of relief. Let's just say that.
Very interesting. Very interesting.
Big sigh of relief. But I definitely was really happy.
Oh, cool. Very, very interesting to hear that. Dresden, what about you? What was that moment like for you? How did it manifest itself? What was the experience like?
I cried. I was ecstatic. My daughter of color was even more ecstatic than I was. I could breathe for the first time in 4 years. I know that sounds incredibly dramatic to anybody other than my liberal friends.
No, that's a lot of you. A lot of us.
A lot of us. And I thanked my friend Rory, yes, the Rory, for, even though he lives in Ireland, but he's still an American citizen, for doing his absentee Pennsylvania ballot.
The man.
So he was one of my first.
And I re-registered purposely in Pennsylvania. I was in New York.
So we thank him. Every vote counts.
Very nice.
Oh, yeah.
Very nice, Dres.
I was not going to miss that one.
What about you, Elsie?
I was working, and I heard commotion outside. So I figured it was good news. And it was really, really powerful. Really incredible.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good to be in a city where you knew noise meant good news.
Yeah, the honking and the cheering and the pot. We did have the pots and pans.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yep.
That was the thing. Was it banging pots and pans together? Was it wooden spoons? What was it?
It was a lot of metal against metal. So it was loud.
Wow.
Heavy
It was
metal.
loud.
I'm going to have to Google, because I want to see what that looks like in the streets of New York.
Well, I can tell you right now.
There's videos all over.
There's
Yeah.
videos
Cool,
all over,
cool,
but
cool.
I can actually play for you. I recorded the moment that it happened outside my window. And right as it happened, and here is the sound.
Holy
wow.
cow! I have
That's
chills.
huge.
I have chills.
Hear that metal? That's metal against.
And you were looking out the window. What did you see? How many people?
Nobody.
It was in the windows?
It was just everybody out their windows or whatever. And anyway, the point is that what was amazing. Well, my wife and I just live on a quiet street as New York streets go. And it's not like we were in a main area where like Times Square and where there was just like people everywhere. I saw almost nobody on the street, and yet there was this volume, this cacophony of noise. And that moved me alone, that our street was doing that. It was crazy. And then, what all I want to say here is that evening, and I'm sure this may have been the same for at least you, Dresden. My wife and I watched the whole speeches by Biden and Harris, and we cried. We cried not because, oh, happy day, or it's over, or anything like that. We cried because we felt hope. And what we had hoped we would hear was delivered in spades for us. It was just such strength and real leadership and hope for the future. And by the way, I want to say this is all of our personal experiences. With full respect to anyone listening who is not aligned with this thinking or doesn't support Joe Biden, respect your right to support another candidate also, but this is how I feel. But
I'll even it out, because I'm pretty sure Rory and his husband were also watching, even though they're 5 hours ahead.
Till 3 or 4 in the morning.
Yeah, I couldn't watch. I was with a childhood friend who is Republican, who 100% believes the only reason the Biden-Harris ticket prevailed was because of voter fraud, mail fraud. And I was with her. She came to town, and out of respect to her, I didn't watch the speeches, knowing in the digital world in which you live, I could watch them the next day. But I immediately could not celebrate the way I wanted to celebrate, but also realized I still had the hope in my heart, and that's all that mattered. So with all due respect to everybody listening who doesn't believe, the same as us, we are still, plodding along, loving everybody around us. But personally, things got a little scary out there. People weren't being as kind as they could have been. And now we just have hope that will prevail. Kindness will prevail.
Great.
Class.
And love.
Class and love. Well, speaking of, watch this segue. Speaking of class, our guest Rory, we're so excited you're on the show. Boom, exactly. Because Rory is the founder of Boom, which is, and I'm going to butcher this. This is my basic understanding.
I'll do it for you.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, the great Dresden Angle will now present the primer for Boom.
Yes, it is an acronym for Broadway Official Online Masterclass, hence Boom.
And full disclosure, this is one of Dresden's clients, yes?
Passion project.
Passion project.
Rory can attest. I'm not being paid. I'm not being paid for these
Passion project for everybody involved right now.
This is a passion project.
I'm just a Broadway kid freak like everybody else.
Forgive me.
And
good clarification.
And sometimes when I'm stressed and I'll say, Rory, I don't have time to help with X, Y, or Z, because it gets a passion project for Rory as well. I say, hey, Rory, send me the link. And then I watch Thane Jasperson teaching kids from all around the world.
And you get re-inspired.
The choreography to Shot in Hamilton. He's the only still remaining original cast member. And then my heart is restored. And then I know why I am helping with this amazing project. You just need to see the joy in these kids' faces and the class of the artists teaching it, and your mind will be blown.
All right. Well, we're going to find out all about Rory, how this Boom initiative, this incredible passion project, this organization has come to be, and how he's recruited these Broadway stars to participate, and what the mission is ahead. But we're also going to have a really fun show. Our salute to Tina Fey, another wonderful Dresden moment. And I understand that Elsie returns with another installment of Yum or Yuck with a very special twofer.
Cool.
As I get it. Can't wait for that. And a brand new improv game I can't wait to introduce you to. It is called Redirection. And that will be coming up. Plus, again, all about Rory right after this. But first, really, 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 really quickly, Dresden. Yes. I noticed something very interesting today. I noticed that your eyebrows appear to be highly woven. And they're very, very, very woven, like incredibly ornately done, almost like lace. And I was so interested in this because that actually isn't something I would specifically expect from you. But tell me why you have ornately lace-like, ornamentally woven eyebrows today.
Well, my boyfriend said wear a little something sexy and lacy for me.
Ba-dum-bum.
And I didn't just want to keep going to the store and keep buying the same old thong over and over again, so I made it permanent.
How long do these thongs last you, by the way, if you keep buying them over and over again? Sorry, go ahead.
Well, Goodwill thongs.
Oh, but aren't they all?
Get the edible
my daughter uses them for Barbie hammocks, and
Oh.
But yeah, and I perpetually just wanted to have, my eyebrows raised to have this constant look of surprise on my face because I'm married to a Republican conservative, and we differ so often on topics that just constantly, that's my state of my face. So anyway.
That's hilarious. Is that true?
Mark,
I didn't realize that. Is that true?
You didn't know that about Paul.
I did not know that about Paul. I didn't know that. And that actually, with full respect to him, that actually deeply surprises me. But I guess I just don't know him well enough to have known that.
I know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Send the sympathy cards to Funny People Talking in care of stressed out mama.
02134. Send it to Paul. All right. So thank you for that. Very interesting answer to that, and quite a little discovery along the way. Elsie, would you tell me to start the show, please?
You mean we didn't start the show yet?
I know.
Yeah. Let's get it going.
From the Mouth Media Network studios in New York City, this is Funny People Talking with Mark Rako, Dresden Engel, and Elsie.
All right, everybody, we are here with Rory, Hughes, and everybody, including you, and I'm so excited. Before we get started, super quick, just let you know, Rory, I don't know if you've had a chance to hear the show, but on every episode, we pray to the comedy gods that our comedy goddess, Tina Fey, will somehow, some way, someday make an appearance on the show, a drive-by, a postcard, pizza, anything. So we would love that. We pray to the comedy gods. You may join if you wish, no pressure. Send good vibes, but I'll lead it off really quickly. Oh, Tina Fey, we wish you were here. Please send a Tina that will remind us of
Let's get
we
some
really
Tina.
want a girl named Tina.
Thanksgiving.
Tina.
We'd be thankful.
Tina Tuna.
So that'd be cool.
Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen.
Thanks, Tina.
Amen.
Have Amy Poehler join you.
Please.
Oh, yes, Amy and Tina.
Yes. Very, very nice. Amen.
The
Thank
two
you.
of them together would be amazing.
Thank you.
Right?
Duh. Like, why continue the show after that? It's like, that's our finale. That's our finale. Thank you very much for that, everybody. Okay. First up, a Dresden moment.
A Dresden moment. Do-do-do-do-do.
And now, it's time for Dresden Moments.
So Dresden has had the fabulous opportunity in her public relations career to work with quite a lot of celebrities, a big lot of them. And most of them are film folk and music folk. But there was a time when the paths were crossed in the last 3-4 years where it was Broadway for a change. Yay.
Mm-hmm.
And it had to do with the creator, one of the 3 creators of Hair, James Rado. Now, I had grown up on this musical because my mom's a hippie. And when she put me on TV at age 4, she didn't just have me sing Good Ship Lollipop or something like that. She had me sing Frank Mills from Hair.
Yes.
And I know Mark and I have talked about that because he actually knows the song.
I know the song.
But
Yes, I
because
do,
we
too.
have Rory here from Boom, I just wanted to tell him
Is this the second
story.
installment of the Frank Mills song in your life? Because you told a story about it before.
This is the same story.
This is the same story. But you're
This
telling
is
the
the
story
same
again,
story.
but so Rory
Yeah.
can hear it.
Telling the story because Rory's
Yeah.
again and
Okay,
telling
got
a
it.
little bit more. And telling
Okay,
a little
Okay,
bit more.
okay.
So
I'm excited.
while we're working together, I tell him that very first song that I ever sang publicly was Frank Mills, and rather than some cutesy little song. And we start singing it together. And then when we were done, he promptly said, "Where can I get some pot?" And scene. Exactly what you would expect James Rado, the creator of Hair, to do, is to then ask me where he could buy marijuana. And that's my story. But then
And
he
she's
was an
sticking to
awesome, amazing person, and we had amazing stories. And I got to do a video talking about how the song Aquarius came to be, that the Fifth Dimension sang, and I'll save that story for another time.
I love that song. I love that musical.
Oh, yeah.
My parents saw it in Toronto, I believe, when it was
In the nude?
Like, yeah, in the original.
Yeah,
like,
my mom saw
real
it on Broadway.
presentation.
Yeah.
Like,
Wow.
woo-hoo,
Yeah.
hippies.
So I remember sitting there at an audition and they said, raise your hand if you won't be nude. And let's just say I did an audition because I raised my hand. Rory, would you do it? Would you
Oh,
do
God, yeah.
hair? Oh, okay. That was easy. Twist his arm. Elsie,
I
would
have
you?
no qualms.
Elsie, would you be in the cast of Hair in the nude?
No.
Mr. Rico?
No, I don't. It would take a lot for me to do anything nude, and it has less.
But also, don't you have to sing?
Well, there's that too, but I was more testing your naked stage barometer.
I got the double whammy of no.
All right.
Double no. All right.
All right, Rory, you get the part. You play all
That's
the parts
right, you're
in
done.
Hair.
There you go. Okay, good.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. I love
It's
it.
only one scene. It's only one quick scene where they're nude. It's
It
not
literally
like a big
is.
deal.
Drop your clothes, and then it's over.
And then blackout, yeah.
Yeah. It's
Story
like
of my
the end
life.
of Full Monty. Hello. It's like the end of Full Monty musical.
You know, it would be, you know how some moments you remember them in slow motion? That would be my luck, is there would be certain people in the audience who would have that moment and replay it in horrible, jiggly slow motion.
Jiggly!
That's right.
Jiggly!
I'm just
I would
being
have been
honest.
jiggly.
Oh.
I would have been jiggly live on stage.
Oh
Ba-doom.
my gosh, but all right, thank you so much, Dresden. And guess what? It's time for another installment of Yum or Yuck with our good friend Elsie.
She loves bacon, she's cantankerous, and her cat's an adjustment. She's the producer, it's Elsie.
Elsie,
All right.
you've been dying to do this. You kind of come out of the proverbial Yum or Yuck closet today, back with a twofer you said. I don't know what that means, so fill us
It's
in.
a twofer out of a fourfer.
You were pretty excited, so tell us what's going on.
Yeah. So there's this company called Lekko, Lekkco.
Yeah.
And they've got these 4 products, but I'm not going to do all 4. That's why I said 4 for. I'm doing 2 for. So they have a Belgian dark chocolate spread. They have a coconut Belgian dark chocolate spread. But I'm going to do the caramel and sea salt Belgian dark chocolate spread and the Caribbean banana Belgian dark chocolate spread. So this is, yeah. And then on top of it, they well, I guess I should show you guys since we can see on here. There's a,
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
Wait, I know that
Yeah.
company. This is not your usual like Belgian chocolate, right? They make it totally differently.
Yeah, it's vegan, it's gluten free, it's all good stuff, and I'm gonna eat it. And it also comes with a booklet. You got this. Comes with this booklet that they send with each jar,
Oh, how
and
cute.
it tells you. Yeah, it's really nice. It's got all kinds of. See that
Oh,
nice
yeah.
happy person.
Oh.
It's a happy child. It talks about where you can get it, what you can do with it. Eat it plain. Eat it on a piece of bread or a cracker. Make it a dessert. Eat it with fruit. The thing is that's cool is it's nut free, gluten free, dairy free, non-GMO, vegan. Only 4 grams of sugar, 60 calories. It's just
So basically,
it sounds great.
guilt-free Belgian chocolate is what you're telling us.
Yeah.
All right.
So I'm gonna do it the good old fashioned way of just eating it with a spoon.
Okay.
I don't need no
Nice.
stinking crackers or
All right.
bread or whatever.
While she's getting
So-
it,
Or your
while she's-
hands.
Oh my gosh, this one, I gotta tell you, when I opened this one, the banana just went.
So what's the flavor of that one?
Nice.
This one's banana. It smells amazing.
Mm.
So if it tastes as good as it smells, and then the caramel sea salt. So
Bananas and chocolate.
you
yum.
guys tell me which one you want to hear first.
Banana.
Bananas and
Go for the
chocolate.
banana chocolate.
Banana. All right, banana. Aren't you glad I didn't say banana? All right, ready. 1, 2, 3.
Oh,
All right.
Ooh.
Mmm.
It's a little messy, but it sounds like it's worth it.
Mmm. Yeah, I got
Yeah.
it on my face. This tastes like you put chocolate on a banana.
nice.
This is-
Yummy.
Oh,
This is
Oh.
serious stuff. Serious stuff. This is good. I give this 72 chickens. It's a yum.
72
72 out of 72.
72 out of 72 chickens, an
Wow.
automatic yum. That's like the fastest yum you've ever given on this show.
I gotta
All
look
right.
for that somewhere over here, though.
Oh my gosh. that is good. All right, now I'm gonna try the I don't know if this caramel sea salt one can outdo the banana. That was phenomenal. All right, so I'm gonna get another spoonful.
All right.
Watch that gooey ooey yellow.
Oh my God, that's so thick looking.
Wow.
Whoa.
And it's not, but I didn't warm it up. This is just how it goes. It's just like hot fudge, sort of, kind of. It's amazing. The texture's good too. It's smooth. It's not like grainy or weird or anything like that. So 1, 2, 3, go.
I love a good salted caramel.
Oh, she likes it.
Oh my gosh.
It's instead of "Hey Mikey, he likes it." It's "Hey Elsie, she likes it."
I know.
There
That's
you
it. That's
go.
it.
Hey,
Yes.
Elsie,
She
you like
don't eat
it.
Pop Rocks with that. I should point out, Elsie didn't even like put on a cracker or nothing. She like, you ate
Just eating it with
you
spoon.
just ate a big spoonful of that. Wow. I haven't seen this kind of a
Impressive.
reaction from you.
So I'm going to tell you,
Yay. Yeah, tell us.
I don't get the salty thing going on. There's the brown butter kind of thing of the caramel. So I'm not going to say caramel and sea salt, like what if you're expecting it that way. It's good, but it's
Yeah.
not that. So this one's going to get 70 chickens out of 72. It's
That's
still a yum.
awesome.
But the
Okay.
banana one kills it. That's the one I highly recommend.
So
And
this
then
is
I'm sure but the Belgian chocolate one is probably
Now,
just
did you
as great.
find it at like a Trader Joe's or something? Because I want to go like right
Oh.
now and get it.
Do you want me to? It's got the list here. I'll just
Ooh,
say.
yeah.
So it's City Market, Dillon's, Fred Meyer, Fry's, Gerbes. I don't know that place. Gerby's. I don't know. King Supers, Kroger, Ralph's, QFC, Smith's, Amazon Prime, Roundy's,
Amazon Prime. Ding, ding, ding. There you go.
Ding,
There we
ding,
go.
ding, ding. That's
Patel's,
even in Ireland.
I
Jewel
know.
Osco, Patel's, Fresh Market, Metro Market. Yeah, I said King Supers, right?
All right. Hey,
Yeah.
for people who want to go to,
But I mean Amazon Prime. That's like that's anybody.
Can you
Easy.
just
That's
spell?
anybody.
Can you just spell the name again? So it's
LEKKCO.
all right. Awesome.
Wow. Check
Yeah.
them
Like
out. Look,
gecko, but
Lecco.
chocolate.
Yeah.
thank you so much, Elsie. And I know
wish
that
you could have had some.
they have,
Sorry.
they have more flavors too, I believe. And
I said that.
yeah, I know. I'm
yeah.
echoing
The
it.
coconut one and the
Wow.
Belgian
Yeah,
chocolate
coconut.
and yeah.
Yum yum.
That's
So-
the next invention, Elsie, is being able to pass food through, virtual world so we could try
Yeah.
it.
Coming.
I
Have you
just
ever-
want to scratch and sniff.
By the way, have you seen the technology? This is real, where there's technology now that are, those things that are like the pins and like you can shape them around your face.
Oh
So
yeah,
it's like-
yeah.
Right. So basically, on your side, you could, let's say, put your hand in it, and then each of those pins is connected to a sensor that sends a signal out, and on the other end, with the other person, it puts pressure on the pins on their end, so they can feel the pressure that you do. And you could almost shake hands or hand them a ball. They could feel the ball coming out at them. And it's the
That's amazing.
it's the
Probably
very
similar-
early part of that technology.
Probably
I think that was in a movie. I've seen that in a movie.
Okay.
Space Odyssey.
But
2001.
but that exists now. That's a real thing.
yeah,
I've
I
seen
know.
it.
But I mean, probably similar technology to 3D printing. But that's really cool that you can
Yeah.
feel somebody's touch.
Isn't that amazing? I think it's
Yeah.
just the beginning of. There's going to be all sorts of things because there's a lot of smellorama, if you will. There's a lot of work being done with creating scents and transmitting them, and there's a lot of
There's your
working-
scratch and sniff.
Basically,
There you
well,
go.
look, there is no reason. This may even exist now, just not like available widely. Think about it. You could have a little cartridge, and in the cartridge are oils that are scented, and put it in your phone. And depending on the signal that it gets, it could do a certain amount of each one, and depending on the combination of scents, it will create a resulting combined scent on the other end.
So when you call me Mark, suddenly a smash of polos in my face because you grew up in the '80s and your last name's Italian.
That's what it is. A little oregano.
Boom.
So, all right, we're taking a quick break.
Can I
then-
say one?
Yeah, go ahead.
No.
Elsie.
I have something else to say.
Go ahead.
I opened up this pamphlet even more from
Yeah.
Let Go.
Okay.
There's something here that this is important.
Okay.
Okay.
This company is purpose driven, dyslexia, to fight for the awareness and educational support. So they've got a connection to helping with and advocate for dyslexia. And also Lekker, Lekker, is Flemish for something delicious. And CO means chocolate. So that's how they got their name, Lekko. Finnish, something delicious chocolate.
I like that.
So now I told you something educational, and also that they've got a purpose. And there's also recipes in here too.
That's awesome, and I
Like,
never knew
they
anything
covered all
in
the
Finnish.
bases.
I tell you what, Lecko, if you need someone on your business development or marketing team, I think maybe Elsie may be available. She's doing a good job.
Elsie's is ready for you.
Yeah.
All right.
Elsie's
Thank you
there.
very
Well, I mean, that's good. It's a product for good.
I
right?
like that.
I mean, it's not just healthy. It doesn't just taste good, but it's for dyslexia, and it's Flemish combination of words. It's got meaning. It's cool. And they give you recipes. So if you're not very experimental and in the kitchen, they do it for you. They tell you how to make some yummy stuff.
Wow. Thank you very much, everybody. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, it is our improv game right after this.
In case you're wondering, we're basically the Jar Jar Binks of podcasts. This is Funny People Talking.
Every business has at least one big pivotal moment. The moment when you say, okay, we're at this turning point, so then what? I'm Lahari Neal Peretti, founder of LN Accounting Advisor. I hope you'll join me each week on my podcast, Then What, as we talk with successful business leaders who push past their business's biggest then what moments and succeed in an even bigger way because of effective leadership and solid business practices. It's inspiring and deeply useful information for any entrepreneur. Subscribe to Then What on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and wherever you find the best podcasts.
And now, an improvisational comedy game.
All right, it's time for a brand new improv game selected, created specifically with you in mind, Rory. It is called Redirection. And what it means is this. We're going to make up a scene, meaning actually make up a scene that you're playing. And then one of the other people will give a direction to do the scene a different way, maybe a couple different times. But that different way will be extreme. So it's basically extreme direction.
Okay.
So, for example, you might be playing a scene where it's two people having a disagreement at home, and then it may be like while you are escaping a volcano and it's coming, the lava is chasing you, or one of you is very, very sick from food poisoning, or it could be anything. So, and whatever other kinds of cool acting direction you'd like to give. So that is called redirection. Why don't we start out with me and Elsie with the first scene. Dresden, let's start out with you redirecting us a couple of times with your extreme direction. And what I love from you, Rory, is a suggestion as to what the nature of the scene is to start out with.
All right, so you're in the hospital.
Oh, that's always great for a comedy show.
Perfect. Okay, here we go. So, doctor, I'm really hopeful. Please, when am I going to get my COVID results? You won't go ahead with my surgery unless I get my COVID results.
Yeah, someone will be with you in a moment about that.
But you're here now.
Yeah, but that's not my job. I'm here to, give you my expert opinion once the results come in, but I'm your primary here. I'm your local physician, but we need the expert to come in here and help you out. So we got to wait till they come in because I need that consultation to come straight from the expert.
But I'm so worried. I'm high risk, doctor. You should know this.
I do understand, and that's why I'm here with my
A
bedside manner for
marching
you.
band has just entered the hospital now, and they've lifted the doctor onto their shoulders and they've carried her off. The only one in the waiting room to help console Mark is a child with a handful of sticky gummy worms.
Wow, that's quite a direction.
So what do you say now? How do you console yourself with the child with the handful of sticky gummy worms? And Elsie is now playing the child with the sticky gummy worms.
Oh,
Am
I
I
see.
playing
Okay,
the game
got
wrong?
it. You know what? It can be whatever we want it to be. It doesn't matter. It'll be whatever. It's not what I had
It's
in
that
mind, but
ending
that's
scene
fun.
of Ferris Bueller with the warm gummy bear.
Oh, I see.
That's good.
Where did that doctor go? I hear music. Little girl. Okay. And scene. I see no reason to go on. That was the end right there. Very good. All right, well done, Elsie. You made it work. Very, very good. All right, let's do it again. And how about Rory and Dresden are in a scene together?
Okay. Uh-oh.
And Elsie, why don't you give them a suggestion and I'll direct.
You guys are at the zoo, and one person wants to go see one kind of animal, and the other one wants to go see a different kind of animal.
And action.
I want to go see the monkeys.
But why do you want to see the monkeys? Last time you saw the monkeys, they threw poop at you, and you cried and cried and screamed and screamed, and
But I
never
wanna
got
see the
over it.
monkeys.
Yeah, well, I want to see the tigers because they're big and ferocious and.
No, they're boring. They just lie there. They're not doing anything. The monkeys
don't
actually
lie,
have
they
fun.
growl,
At least they
and
threw
they're
poo
orange.
and did something.
Yeah, well, the tigers growl at each other and sometimes fight. Come on with me.
No,
And then
they
after
don't
the
do
tigers, we'll go
anything.
see
No,
the
no,
elephants.
no, I wanna
Because
see-
the elephants are huge and
No,
beautiful
I don't
and
want to see that. I want to see
majestic.
giraffes instead. They're huge and beautiful and long necks. I want
Okay.
to see those instead.
Hold, please. I have a direction. Very good, everybody. But what I love to see here a little bit is I feel, Dresden, you're playing the child a little too much like a parent. So maybe you could make yourself a little more feel like the child that you're supposed to be. And Rory, I really love the innocence that you brought to the kidnapper. But I would love to see a little bit more of the evil intent there, as you hide in the zoo. So if we could just go more truer to the intent of the characters here. And go ahead, why don't you take action and go?
Well, we're going to be going to see the monkeys because I've actually told you that was what we're doing. And that's
I don't
about
know
it.
who you are. I'm going to throw this monkey poop at you and say the monkey did it.
It's okay because it's a fine. We're going to actually just go after the monkeys. We're going to go see the giraffes.
You're not
and then
my
we're going to go.
daddy. You're not my daddy.
Oh, no.
You added kidnapper to the scene.
I know. Action.
You
and-
added kidnapper
a
into
kidnapper.
a alleged funny scenario that followed the scenario of a hospital. So you're all killing me tonight, people.
And
I was
scene.
like, serial
And
killer.
scene.
Oh,
It's a-
Jesus.
sorry, Rory. I just
Child
can't perpetuate
kidnapper.
that after
The
the
kidnapper.
objections. Thank you all. Thank you all very much. We are going.
Wait, we're not going to go into the next rapist and mutilator scene? Oh, sigh.
I don't know. I'm just in an evil place tonight, I guess.
You are.
But I knew you could do it, Drez. I knew you could do it.
I'm not feeling success thus just yet, but hey, thanks.
Oh, okay. Well, let's take a break, and when we come back, it's going to be
And do that all over again.
and we're going to talk to Rory, who can share with us how people can do this better. Right after this.
Make sure to follow us on Instagram at Funny People Talking and Elsie at Elsie the Producer. And please, for the love of all that is holy, subscribe to the show and leave us a damn review and a really, really good rating on iTunes. Pretty please? Thank you.
All right, Rory. Thank you so much for playing along with us. to
course.
whatever level on Dresden's success-o-meter.
Well, she was a successful child in the last one, I have to say.
I was
She was.
terrified.
It was good. I like it.
Terrified
Yeah.
child. Yeah.
That was fun. So, Rory, let me start out. I'm gonna, Dresden knows so much more about what you're doing than I do. So I certainly invite you, Dresden, to drive a lot of this conversation. But
Thank you, my friend.
But as always, by the way. But Rory, I think what I really want to know is, what is it like for you to? Because most of what you're doing with Boom is actually happening in America, right?
A lot of it's in the States, and then it's just still worldwide. We do have people that show up from Australia, China, Japan.
Okay, so I guess the question would be, how did it manifest what you're doing from? We'll get more into what it is in a second, but how did you manifest something that was like, what would be so cool, and I should do this, to you actually having people in more than one country that participate and both as a performer or teacher and as an actual student as well? How did, at least for your path, did that take it from here's an idea to actually being even at the point you are now?
Well, I have something called Hughes Productions, where I brought over Broadway stars to teach in Ireland.
Okay.
And then it's always been in my mind of how to link Broadway to Ireland and the world more. So when COVID happened, it actually just literally exploded into my head. And that's how I became up.
Not the
Boom.
COVID, the idea.
The idea exploded in my head.
Yeah.
But yeah, it actually went boom in my head, and I was like, we can actually help artists that now have no work. We can help basically support artists by artists, and that's how I came up with it. And my network of people that I knew, I was like, well, this is going to be a great way to help them and just become a new part of linking Broadway, the West End, with the whole entire world, basically. And, people that are really far away that aren't able to be in New York meet the people that they know from the recordings. It was exciting for a lot of them as well,
Really breathes life a little bit into that saying, all the world's a stage, although I understand the meaning behind that was different. But what you're really proving is the stage is a worldwide thing that's shared. It doesn't have to be separated
Rory,
by
that was
geography.
good. Let's steal Mark's idea. I like that.
Yes, all the world's a stage.
And we don't have to pay any royalties to Shakespeare. So just steal
let's
that.
do it.
Go continue, Mark.
No,
as you were.
That was it.
As you like it, Mark. As you like it.
That was beautifully done. Beautifully done. That was Much Ado About Something.
Good.
Thank you.
All right. Very nice. So, Rory, let's
it's neither Midsummer or not.
I know. Okay, we keep going.
We can keep going.
Hamlet. I don't know what that means.
Let's just do a whole show about that sometime.
What?
There you go.
Rory, tell us about what actually Boom is, and maybe how it may even be different than what you initially thought it was going to be.
It's Broadway official online masterclass, and it's an online educational platform where people can find out how to stay connected with training, learn new skills in design or what have you. And then we also have live classes with Broadway stars where they can hone their craft on auditioning, acting through song, performance, telling a story, character development, all of those types of things. And we have monthly memberships where we have pre-recorded classes for members where we have 80 plus, nearly 90 classes now, where a new member can really have a whole plethora of classes in dancing, singing, acting, design, and stage management. Basically.
That's so cool. That is so cool. Who are your students? Are they all generally actors? Are they adults? Are they kids? Or what's your range?
It's actually the majority are usually in their teens that we have take our classes, but we've had adults take our classes. We've had professionals take our classes. An example is we're sanctioned by the Fosse Verdon Estate for some of our dance classes. And some of the professionals in New York City have been in our classes because they still want to keep training. They want to keep flexible. They want to keep honing their craft. And I think that's always important, that you never stop learning. So it just shows that even the professionals keep doing that as well.
And one of the things that Boom is nearing the end of is a 6-week composing writing series that you crafted in your mind, Rory. And I've sat in on most of them, and we have folks who are, maybe just written one song, or they've already workshopped a musical, and they're asking Tony-winning composers and librettists and lyricists to listen to a snippet of their work and give their feedback. If that doesn't blow your mind, that
huge.
experience can happen. Rory, when you're facilitating these sessions with, beyond just the artist on stage, these are the Tony-winning, Emmy-winning writers. What's it like for you to watch this unfold and know that you made it happen, etc.? I'd love to hear your thoughts.
It's really exciting. An example, like when we first started in April, we only when COVID hit Ireland, it literally was March 16th, and then we launched on April 1st when I created Boom. So I had 2 weeks to create it, to get it out there. And one of the first classes was with our actual Fosse class, and there was 10 countries dancing together on Zoom together. The person who's in charge of the Virgin Fosse estate, I actually started crying, and I had to mute myself. I was facilitating the question and answer. I started crying and I had to mute myself because I would have been like, because she said, "This is so beautiful. There's 10 countries dancing around the world together right now that you brought together." And I was like, it hit me. And what you said with the composer series, the 6-week series, it's all these walks of life of people that want to create a new musical, getting to work with Tony winners, Emmy Award winners, Grammy winners, to really tone and develop their musical so they can always improve it. I mean, let's be honest, there's always rewrites all the time with musicals, right, Dres? Even if it's a finished project.
I mean, to circle back to James Rado, I mean, they worked on that. It was off Broadway, like 6 different incarnations before finally a composer came along and said, "I'm going to help you package this up, and we're going to make this be a thing." So, you can't have an ego when you're on the Mark. You've composed, but Mark, how would you feel if, Andrew Lippa gave you feedback on your song directly?
Obviously, I'd be delighted.
Yeah. Well, hey, it happens next Saturday. You can sign up.
This weekend we have Heather Hawk, who did the book for Legally Blonde. So that's exciting because she won the Olivier Award for the book of Legally Blonde. Wow. Actually, and nominated for a Tony.
So once in a lifetime experiences. And, I'm a theater kid from a small town in upstate New York. If I could have had that experience, all I had was Thursday night watching Fame. If I could have actually just taken, this past week we had Patty Murin, Anna from Frozen. She even did a promo for us. "Do you want to sing with Patty?"
Oh, wow.
I mean, Rory wanted to help his performing friends and behind the scenes friends. So many people out of work. It is a crisis. It really is. Have an income, and he's paying them well, which is why we're not making any money.
That's really amazing.
Making it happen, and that's making dreams come true for students on the other side.
Yeah, completely. And if you think about it, even professionals outside of New York, for regionally, that they get to meet their idols, even people in Ireland that are professionals. We've had a professional voice teacher take Sierra's class because she was so excited that she could meet Sierra Bogus and actually meet her and get feedback from her, and that's so we've had a wide spectrum of ages on there, but that, even a professional out in California that has never made it to New York can actually meet these people that they hear on the recording.
At such point that we are all fortunate enough that the pandemic begins to recede and it feels safe and it makes sense for Broadway and West End to start reopen. How do you think that will affect your model? Because my question is, some of the people you really want won't be as available as they are now. On the other hand, people will be excited that, it's all back up and running, and, not everyone is always in a show at the moment. But do you see that as a shot in the arm, or, can that erode, who you can call upon in that moment?
Yeah, I actually see this continuing on even beyond, even when Broadway opens, big time, because we are a membership company where people can access our classes at any time and all the time, and we can always keep offering new classes to members. Even if they're pre-recorded, it's still a new dance class, let's say, that they get every week or every 2 weeks. They get a brand new dance class that they can take. And the people that are on Broadway, and when it comes back, they can film during the day as well, or teach during the day a live class when they have time as well.
And lots of Monday night classes.
Or Sunday if they're off.
That's right.
That's true, yeah.
The other, thing that's interesting that made me gravitate to want to volunteer my time with Boom is that education is at the heart of it. And so imagine this, right? A school is doing a local production of, say, Fame. And somebody who actually was the dance captain for Fame on Broadway is now going to do a session with you and your entire cast, and so there's so many.
Or my ultimate goal, getting Debbie Allen on and doing a class.
Yes. So let's use our Tina Fey mantra. Debbie
Allen, please do Boom.
This is where you,
Debbie Allen.
and this is where you find Fame, right? We all know that part of
Yes, exactly.
show. Anyone my age who watched Fame in the 80s. So in other words, the education focus will prevail and will continue, and working with teachers and just this incredible resource at the fingertips of theater educators.
Yeah. And because we also go beyond just acting, singing, and dancing. Let's also make sure we say that it's design. It's like we have a lot of lighting classes on our website now because people need to learn how to light their Zoom. They need to learn how to light their self-tapes. Schools need to learn how to cheaply light their shows nowadays with LED, that kind of stuff.
I was going to ask you, where did this all come from? Are you an actor? Are you involved in theater? What's the root of your connection with Broadway or even your access to these actors?
So I've always been a performer. I grew up performing in Pittsburgh, where I'm originally from. And I took, conservatory classes over the weekend. I took classes during the week in singing, dancing, acting. And I went to Syracuse University for musical theater. And then before moving to Ireland, and I've been in Ireland 10 years, but for 9.5 years, I lived in New York, where I performed. I worked at Broadway shows, bartending. Actually, Legally Blonde was where I was a bartender for the show. So I met a lot of the stars from that and knew some people in the cast from auditions. And so you meet a lot of people auditioning all the time. And so there, an example is like Timothy Hughes, who taught our Greatest Showman dance class, as well as our Hadestown dance class. We used to audition together. And he's now made it. Was in Charlie Chaplin, and then that set up his career to be in the movie Greatest Showman, and then to Frozen, and then to Hadestown.
How do you think about humor in relation to what Boom does? Humor is such an important part of acting. It's a part of any performance, dance, singing, all of them integrate humor into many routines or performances or the way it's directed or whatever, right? So how do you make sure that, if at all, that humor is a part of the, what do you call it, curriculum or offerings, so that, that is properly addressed?
That is something that we probably have to actually look at even more, and just make sure we always have humor. And I think that's something that we forget in general in acting, is where's the humor? Even if it's a serious moment, where's the humor in it?
Yeah,
I think we forget that because I teach drama, and I think we sometimes forget that as an actor, because sometimes in our hardest, serious moments, there is humor within it.
It's funny. It's funny you say it, because that's actually, as an actor myself, where I aim. I think I don't know that I ever thought about it until this moment, but I actually think that's actually where I aim, because humor, for a lot of people in real life situations, is about trying to deal with conflict or things that are uncomfortable, and it's a defense mechanism or whatever. So if you go to where that humor is in there somewhere, you may find that conflict or the defense mechanism or the discomfort or whatever it is. I don't know. It's interesting. Interesting. Who is someone that is on Broadway right now that if you had your druthers, you would recruit them in a second?
That I what?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Who could be on Broadway right now?
Who could be on Broadway that I what?
Who would be like A+ choice talent right now that you'd be like, man, if I could get them as a part of who's working with my organization, give me their number.
Yeah. Oh, there's a few like Sutton Foster. Eventually, I mean Audra McDonald, Bernadette Peters.
Oh yeah.
And I think the big one would be Patti LuPone. Would be another big one. We got lucky enough. I had Donna McKechnie on, chorus line Tony winner on Boom this past summer teaching, and I was like a little schoolgirl just listening and watching her, like because I'm like the legend Donna McKechnie,
The original Cassie.
Oh my God, the original Cassie is talking to me right now. And when I was setting up her teaching after I got off the phone and Zoom with her, I literally went, oh my God.
That's nice.
But Debbie Allen is one of them. She's a Broadway and film diva.
And director.
Because her energy and passion is so amazing.
She'd be a great person to talk to about being on both sides of the coin and as a director, as an actor, and transitioning from theater to film and TV, and a lot she could talk about there. She's she's seen it all, and she's seen things transform.
And then get her sister Felicia Rashad on, who I've met once, and I was also like a little schoolgirl because it's Mrs. Huxtable.
Of course. Of course, she will never. Yeah.
I thought of one, Dresden, for you, by the way. Okay, right. So a great funny story is actually Laura Bell Bundy, and she was talking about something that she does vocally to help lower your larynx, and it literally is a snore, a raspberry, and you snort out. You go.
Really?
Yeah, and it helps soothe it gets your larynx in the correct position, and it just is But there was a time she said that. And so much better that she has that 1 second when she turns around to hand up the card to the girls that are spelling her name, and she turns her back, and if she has to literally go
while she's on stage.
While she's
so
on
the
stage
the sound guys know to mute her at that millisecond.
I think they know that, but she said that there was one time where it was a little bit louder than normal, but no one really knew what it was. But that she knew what it was, and she was like, oh God.
Oh no.
Was that a personal trick, or was she taught that?
That was from her voice teacher. That was from Liz Kaplan, I think.
I'm gonna try it.
And it actually soothes as well when you do it afterward, and you
Interesting.
It opens, puts your larynx back into the proper place where you need it.
That's what I'm going to tell my wife every night when I sound like that anyway. I'm going to say, I'm just working on my larynx, just clearing my larynx. That's all I'm doing. It's all theater. It's all
related.
Rory, how can people find Boom and follow you and everything like that if they want to check it out?
Yes, BroadwayOnlineClass.com.
Oh, awesome. Great. I will tell you, Rory Hughes, what a pleasure to have you all the way from Ireland. Thank you, Dublin. Thank you so much for joining us.
Looking out for the artists and the students.
That's it for this episode of Funny People Talking, and how much fun was it to get to talk to Rory. Thank you all for listening. We really, really appreciate it. And we'll see you next week with another wonderful show, which actually is going to be our big deal Thanksgiving show. And anything can happen. Until then, for our producer, Elsie.
Thank you.
And our co-host, Dresden.
Goodbye, beautiful people.
Goodbye, beautiful people. I'm Mark Rako. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you next time. And until then, stay funny.
That's it? That's the end of the show? Boy, oh boy, what a crock. This was Funny People Talking.
No portion of the content may be reproduced or published without the strict written permission of the producers. Connect with our show at Funny People Talking or at our website, funnypeopletalking.com. I'm your announcer, Peter Coleman. Thanks for listening.
This is Mouth Media Network, the business of being heard.